In this video, I'm going to continue talking about how to talk to teenagers so it's easier for us, easier home life, we all want it. My name is Mariana Bersinsdóttir, I'm a veterinarian. I have 6 kids in the age 4 to 19. I have 3 teenagers. You learn from having teenagers. The thing is, for me, it's really important to understand my kids. Where are they coming from and why are they acting like they are? So when they come with a problem, and feel upset, I have to acknowledge how they feel, not say, oh, that's nothing to be upset about, that's not much. But, just a sound like, oh, no, or little sound can say so much, one word. And then allow them to continue to talk about what has happened. If you take, for example, something that happened the other day. My teen came and said, oh, Mom, I'm not finished with this assignment. I have to deliver before midnight on Friday. I was like, I got a really long lecture in my head, but I also know when I give a really long lecture, it's just gonna end with an argument. And he's not stupid. He knows that this was not a good idea. So what I can do is, identify the problem. Say something directional, oh, how do you, what do you want to do about it? And of course, you just want to sit down and write it and tell about it. I can ask, can I help with something? Is it overwhelming? What is it? Sometimes we can brainstorm a little bit about the assignment, so it is easier for him to, put it up like he wants to. If he just gets to tell me about the assignment, it goes easier. Worst case scenario is when I type what he says, because I type much faster. That's happened a couple of times. Another thing's when, they've had a bad, difficult situation, or, oh, I want to have, I want to drive now, for example. And of course you can't, because you're not 16 in Norway. You have to, before trying to drive with your parents, you need to be 16-year-old. And I can go, no, you're not 16. Oh, but my friend, John, he always gets to drive with his parents and he's just 15. And I can give a fantasy. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if I didn't, follow the rules as much as his parents do? And then we could drive to, I don't know, Oslo or Trondheim, and you could do this and you could do that. And, give them a fantasy about whatever it is. It could be they want some expensive boots, and I could give them a fantasy. Oh, think, if you could buy all the boots in the shop, you could have so many, and, because the fantasy, it's so much better than just breaking off and ignoring, no, we can't afford those boots. It's kind of negative, and I don't want to say that. I sometimes do, but I like this fantasy thing much more. And then when I do something that I shouldn't do, come home too late. They're supposed to be home at 10 p.m. And I can go, when they come home and at 10:30. And I can, punish and say, okay, you're not coming when it's time, so you're grounded for a week. Or I'm going to take your computer for a week, or whatever. The wiser thing to do, however, is to state my feelings. When you come at 10:30, I'm worried. I think something might have happened to you. And ask, why is this happening? And then they can say, oh, all my friends are allowed to be out to 11 p.m. on a Friday, I don't always remember the time or something. After that, we can take a brainstorm. Okay, how do we fix this? And we can write a long list with everything. And this is without criticizing. So the list can say, allow my kids to stay out as long as he wants. Or, on and on and on, things that I accept and not accept. And then we can sit down and work it out together. Maybe the solution is something like, okay, I can see that your friends are out this long, so I can give you half an hour extra. Do you think that would help? Or we can say, no, I absolutely want you to be home at 10 p.m. because, a half an hour later I'm in bed and I want to know that you're home before. could you, get your telephone to alarm so you remember to get home? Or what solution can we work towards together? When it comes to, punishment, it's not good. Firstly, if you think, when you are getting punished, how do you feel? Yeah, it's basically sucks, and I still remember from when I was a child, even if this didn't happen often, my mind was more in the direction of, I hate my parents, I want to do wars, I want to... So punishment actually isn't effective. I've tried. Many people have tried. It's, not the wisest things to do. So what can you do instead of punishing? You can state your feelings. Like we were talking about with when the kids are out too long. I can explain, I get scared that something has happened to you. That's one thing. Next, I can state my expectation. I expect you to be grown up enough to come home at the right time, or to finish your assignment and deliver them to the teacher in the right time. Not criticism, just this is my expectation of you. You can offer a choice. Let's say with the assignment, it's not a choice to deliver or not deliver, it's just when do you want to do this? I think it's best that you do it as early as possible, because then you're not stressed and have that last minute. But what are your suggestions? Ask my team. And not always give them the solution, because when they get to brainstorm the solution, they get the answer, they're smart. Teenagers are really smart. Then, if they still don't follow up, it has to be consequences. And consequences and punishments is not the same. So next time my kid is still come too late, even if we talked about this and tried. So then I say, next time he asks, can I go out with my friends? I go, no, I'm sorry. And why? Is it because it came too late? Yeah, it is. This isn't, working. And then we can work on a solution from there. At this specific time, he can't go. It's when it is in a situation that's unacceptable. Yeah, one tips I got from this friend I have that has a PhD in teachings and digital teaching. And she said many parents don't understand when the kids are gaming in the room. Then they go, it's dinner, you have to come now. And they just, I'm not finished, can I come after a while? That we, as older people, we just go, no, now it's dinner, just put pause and go. Those games don't have a pause. You can't. And they're playing in a group. So it's not, it's, it's embarrassing, in front of their friends or the people they're playing with, to just leave and destroy the games for many people. It's not good. So the easy solution is to go, half an hour, 15 minutes, 20 minutes before dinner. Say it's dinner in 20 minutes. But when you finish this one, don't start the next. Then they have a heads up. And if they're accidentally still playing, if it's not every evening, what's the danger in one time they come 10 minutes late? It's not the end of the world. And it makes your communication with your team so much easier. The talk, when we sit down with our teens and talk to them, about boys and girls and sex and prevention. I still remember my heart sinking from those, because it was a big talk. An easier method than to take the big talk is when you're watching TV, you're reading an article or listening to radio, and something comes that are related to what you want to say, or they come and say, what we learned at school, yada yada yada. Just say a small thing. Or a film, when a boy does something extremely sexist in a film, I can say, do you think that was good behavior? I also have conversation and talks more about behavior and what I expect of my girls and my boys. My boys, I expect them actually when they get to the age when they can go party. I expect them to look after the ones around them. I expect them to never ever accept rape jokes, because statistics show that in a group of 10 boys, 9 understand that the rape joke is a joke the 10th doesn't. He thinks it's okay. So we can't always go and say to the girls, don't go out late, don't do this, don't dress like that, don't. It's the boys we have to catch because they are the doers. It's really important. And they can influence their friends by looking after, I say, if there's one girl in this party, she's getting really drunk, have an agreement that you can call her mom or dad to get her home. Or if you can't get them to call, call me, I can help and get this kid. I would like to know where they live. But you know what I mean. Look after each other. It's hard. Another thing I noticed when my girl got old enough to go to parties, I just wanted a bubble wrap around her and, I let you out again when you are 25. This is dangerous because, like someone told me many years ago, it's so much easier to not sleep with a baby next to you because they're keeping you awake than to not sleep because your teenager isn't home. Research shows when it comes to alcohol, maybe I'm not going to take this, but there is something in the brain chemistry. Teenagers have to wait until at least 17. Because if you drink earlier than that, it's more dangerous than after. In Norway, you're allowed to drink when 18, but in some places, parents just allow them from 14. I don't understand this. And I'm not going to get into discussion of gaming and how long they're allowed to be on the computer. But I want to tell you one thing. This is from my PhD friend in digital gaming and teaching. The discussion on the internet is really biased towards the negative things. So please, before you decide how much your kids or teenagers are allowed to use the computer, then you must, of course the phone rings. Just like with the banging in the other video, I can't focus with that sound. Then you must research real research, not what other parents think you should say. And don't go with, I just want to focus on what I think is right. Please do your research. Look at what it actually says, also what it says that is good about gaming. And I'm definitely not saying just allow them 24/7, that's not it. But we as parents are often so scared of gaming and video games and all those things, more scared than we need to be. But we need to know what our teenagers are doing. We need to know what apps they have, how they work, who they can communicate with. And after, it's good to start with them younger so they know, okay, you're allowed to see my telephone. And talk about if someone sends you a Snapchat of something that's not allowed, take a screenshot. Also know the other one can take a screenshot of what you send. Be careful. Talk about the feelings of the person on the other end, because when you're angry or upset or just sitting alone in your room and typing out something to, someone you think is horrible just right now, you don't see the other person. It used to be you saw the other person and you get the reflection of, oh, this wasn't okay. But here you are in a vacuum, so you don't know the feelings of the other one. So us as grown-up have to take the discussion of what is acceptable and what is not. It's our responsibility to know what our teens do. Yeah, I don't know everything my teens do, but you get the point. Try to find out. I had this wonderful, my boy didn't break his leg, but he was going to an x-ray. We didn't know if it was broken. And, like on a long drive, you often get to talk, and it was so fun. And he said, Mom, this one girl in class, she was talking about politics. And I found this so interesting. I really think, here in Norway, teenagers get free condoms. But I think, period products should be free because, and then he explained. I was like, wow, I like this. I like this kid. I like how he thinks. And, tell them when they're doing good. And they think about many things that they don't tell us about. This one doesn't talk much, so when I get moments like this, it's like, Okay, I hope that wasn't too random in all directions. Shatterbrain. But books that really help. I have reading. Yeah, those are mine. I have this one and this one, and a lot of things in my brain from reading, from the library and everything. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope this can help you with your teen. Oh yeah, hit subscribe if you like it.